morning, Moriotro, and welcome. Welcome to the answer to your question, like which Aarotonia Rising character that's a protagonist is the strongest. And apparently, I saw literally all of you voted for LWP just because of her broken elemental abilities and also her speed killing technique. And you know what? You want to know what the answer is? Because, for starters, it's clearly not Wolf, because he was not really built for combat. Sure, he's the leader of Team Solus, but that's just because he knows how to lead. That's it. It's because of his brains, and because he knows how to, manage the group. Everyone else is basically, the muscles. And so, yeah. Now, as for Ripper and LWP, it's close. And honestly, though, y'all are definitely saying it right now out loud. I can definitely hear y'all going, "It's LWP!" Well, it's not LWP. It's Ripper. And here is why. You see, so judging by this image, you can see that because of how, you can see that Ripper, okay, keep in mind, I did say LWP can, tank Ripper's hits. That doesn't mean Ripper's not gonna go full psycho mode, if you know what I mean. Keep in mind, I said Ripper was literally a naturally born killer. Heck, she wasn't even called a person. She was called a weapon. She's a weapon that's been trained for killing for so many years. You know what that means? With her abilities, it doesn't matter if her enemies are more powerful than her. She's gonna find a way to kill them. Which does mean eventually she will find a way to kill the man from Limbo, if she's lucky enough. Yeah, as you can see by this image, Ripper understood, what she was going up against. LWP here, LWP here's, way more durable and way more stronger than Ripper. And Ripper knows that her chainsaw to LWP just feels like a bunch of punches. However, you know what will always be painful, no matter, no matter what hits you? Oh, what will always be painful is getting hit in the eye. And so, in an actual battle between these two, Ripper 99 would not only sneak up on LWP to make sure she doesn't, see Ripper incoming and use, the speed killing technique or try to manipulate the speed element in Ripper's body to make her slower. In order to do this, Ripper will use the element of surprise, which I know I said element, but technically speaking, that's not actually an element. She would use the element of surprise, ambush LWP by flashing her with one of her lasers. Which, keep in mind, while true Ripper's lasers may not completely damage LWP, they are shown in the lore to be so bright that if fired properly, Ripper's able to knock out Wolf 87 with one blast from her laser. Heck, it's so bright, it's basically a super flash beacon or something. And so, upon doing this, LWP would get stunned, and Ripper would immediately, use her chainsaw to slash at LWP's eye. And I know what you're thinking, can't LWP just instantly heal herself? Here's the thing. You know how Ripper can just parry a bunch of stuff? Yeah, Ripper, being this full-on killing machine, would just parry LWP's heals and cancel it out. LWP tries to fire an attack at Ripper, she's just gonna parry it back. Oh, what's that? She's firing a bunch of icicles that are as powerful as entire Big Bangs. Ripper's just gonna parry those back and deal more damage, than LWP would have done with those icicles. Ripper can just parry! And yes, Ripper's also a heck of a lot faster than LWP, but LWP has a speed killing technique. One problem, Ripper is not as gullible as the man from Limbo, and is again stated that that she's been fighting non-stop and having her mind go through VR trainings and everything. She's been basically bred to become the ultimate war weapon ever since she was a baby. That goes to show her the stat that is within her skill level. her skill level is just a little too much for LWP. Keep in mind, LWP has the least amount of, like, combat skill. She only outperforms Wolf just because of how crazy and broken her abilities are. Oh, but can't she just go into ×2 stat mode to resist some of the pain that Ripper inflicts? Well, yeah, except Ripper is absolutely ruthless and will start slashing her so much, you know, that even if she goes into ×2 stat mode, she's going to be in so much pain that it'll be hard to concentrate, you know, on the fight when her heart is rushing and there's tons of blood gushing out of her eye. And keep in mind, Ripper doesn't just move fast, she attacks fast as well. Like she swings that chainsaw as if it were, you know, as if it was a fly swatter. Like, she swings that so fast, it's like she's stopping time for every swing. Which is funny because, again, Ripper is stated to be able to move faster than time itself. You know, like Wally West. Except Ripper's also fast enough to parry faster than time projectiles. So her reflexes are definitely strong enough to help her not fall for the speed killing technique while also moving really fast. So no LWP tries to use a speed killing technique, Ripper will just dodge it and slash LWP. So, yeah. And before you ask, okay, well, if it's just her eye, what about her whole body? Here's the thing, in a death battle, Ripper's not only going to rip out LWP's tongue after she begs for mercy, thus causing her to scream some more, but also Ripper's just going to straight up, because here's the thing, how LWP eats food is that there's a wormhole in her head, and another wormhole in her body, and basically the wormhole just substitutes for her neck. Ripper's just gonna non-stop blast a bunch of lasers into LWP and burn her on the inside. This will not only like damage her head severely, but damage her body. And I stated that on the outside she's super durable. I didn't say anything about the inside. So she's definitely cooked, literally. Like, she's gonna look like General Grievous after getting blasted by a bunch of laser bolts. And what's worse is that, remember the whole eye blinding thing? LWP literally has only one eye. So, Ripper just sees this as an advantage to you know, absolutely destroy LWP. Like, she sees having one eye as simply a weakness. Sorry to all my Cyclops viewers out there, but if you got in a fight with Ripper 99, say goodbye to your other eye. 'Cause that's Ripper for you. Always looking for you know, a quick and easy way to kill her opponents. A literal weapon. As a matter of fact, let me give you a better visual as to how Ripper versus LWP would go. Okay, shout out to Death Battles for this, but this is basically LWP versus Ripper. So this is LWP firing lasers, and I think we already know who Ripper is.
Neighborhood and every goddamn person you know!
Remember what I promised you. Now swallow.
Yep. That's what a fight between Ripper and LWP would be like. LWP, look, I know you're my favorite character. I know you're everyone's favorite character, even though originally people said it was Ripper. Still, though, I could... Do y'all still think... Wait, do y'all still like LW... Or do y'all still like Ripper more, or... Anyways, doesn't matter. I know you're my favorite character. I know you're super funny and lovable. But, come on. You really think you stand a chance against a literal walking, talking weapon? Like, nah, that's literally... Again, shout out to Death Battles for this one, but, yeah, this is literally what would happen if Ripper and LWP were to fight in a death battle. For a regular battle, Ripper would stop at the ripping LWP's tongue out and let her heal up. But, in a death battle, yeah. Anyways, so yeah. If you, so yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and let me know if you disagree on Ripper being able to beat LWP. And until next time, good night, Moriocho. Oh, also one more thing. I'm gonna upload a video that was recorded on Sunday. If you ask why this video is saying, oh, I'm gonna confirm what who would win a fight, LWP or Ripper. If you hear me say that in the video I'm gonna upload pretty soon, just know that that video was recorded before this one and I just forgot to upload it. Yeah. Anyways, good night, Moriocho.